Hi everyone, it's Sudha here. In today's lecture, we'll discuss two-dimensional array. So guys, as its name shows that 2D, which means that there must be x-axis and there must be y-axis. So guys, here you can see two-dimensional array can be considered as a table that consists of rows and columns. So at the x-axis there must be row and y-axis that shows column. So it looks like a table. Each element in 2D array is referred with the help of two indexes. So array basically stored in RAM. So you can see that this is actually column indexes and that one is actually row indexes though. So there is two indexes here. So you can see that here that shows the column indexes and that show row indexes. So you can see at 0 row there must be 0 column, and at 0 row there must be 1 column. So up to so on, at the 3 row there must be 2 column. So here represent 3 as row and 2 represent as column. So here you can see that 2 represent row and 0 represent column. So guys, the syntax of 2D array is use data type and then identifier. Identifier means that array name, and then within square brackets number of rows and within square brackets numbers of columns. So first rows come and then columns and then terminator. So guys, for example, here integer data type and ARR is actually array name, and so here you can see that 4 is actually number of rows and 3 is actually number of columns. So as initialization of 2D array is, you can see that here the data type, array name, rows length and then columns. So guys, for initialization use assignment operator, and then you can see that first row will be written in curly braces, and then second row again curly braces, and third row again curly braces. So you can see that 1 2 3 4 is actually 4 columns, and you can see 1 2 3 rows. So each row will be separate with comma. So you can see that the second method of initialization of 2D array is actually, you can use here first row and then press enter, and then second row and then again press enter, and then third one row. So written in all curly braces. So that is represent actually first row and then enter, and second row and then enter, and then third row. So you can see here first column and then second column and then third column and then fourth column. So it looks like a table actually. So here take an example. First open the C++. So just come into the main function and here declare int I and j, and then I am going to declare array. So I will just copy this one and then paste in my dev program. So just paste this, and here I will use nested loop to display this table on the screen. So just I will use for loop, and then I have already declared I and j. So for the outer loop I is equal to 0. So outer loop is actually used to display row. So row length is 3 and then I plus plus, and then body of the outer for loop and then inner for loop, and then j I have already declared it, and you can see that column having 4 length. So in inner I have used condition j less than 4 and then j plus plus. So body of the loop, and here I will just see out array name that is ARR, and then I will just first row and then column. So guys, here within double quotes type \t, so that is basically used for tab, and then terminate this, and now come out of the inner loop, and then here display cout and enter. So just save this program and click on execute, compile and run. I will just click on this and that will compile and run my program. So you can see the output on your screen, 1 2 3 4. This is actually having 3 rows. You can see that 3 rows and 4 columns. So 3 rows and 4 columns. So the second one method is to type initialization process is this one. So first row and then press enter, second row and then enter. So I will just copy this and now I will just paste here. So you can see that I have used first row and then enter, and then second row and then enter, and then terminator, and third row and then terminator. So guys, here I will just again save this program and click on execute, compile and run. You can see that the output will be same. So you can see that the output will be same here, the 3 rows and 4 columns. Now understand the working of this program. First of all, control move into the main function and here declare 2 variables, and then again declare a array that having 3 rows and 4 columns in the RAM. So guys, here you can see I have used loop, that is nested loop. So that is basically outer for loop, and this one is actually inner for loop. So guys, here you can see that outer for loop is used for handling the array. So you can see condition will be same as array, number of array. So guys, here inner loop is used for handling column. So when it execute once, it will be execute 4 times. So guys, here you can see that I holding 0 value, and then condition will be evaluated 0 less than 3. So condition will be true, control move into the inner loop, and now here you can see that j is equal to 0. So condition will be evaluated 0 less than 4, the condition will be true. So that print actually array I and j, I holding 0 and j holding again 0. So at index 0 and 0, value will be printed on the screen. So we can see that at index 0 row and 0 column having 11 value. So 11 will be printed on the screen. So guys, backslash tab is actually tab, the use for tab, and then control move to the j++ part. So again you can see that it increment the value by 1. So j will be changed into 1. So here condition again will be evaluated, 1 is less than 4, that will be true, and again you can see that I holding 0 value because there is no change in I, and j hold 2 value because there is change in j value. So at 0 index and 2 index, value will be printed on the screen. So let's see that at 0 index and 0 row and 1 column having 22. So 22 will print on the screen, and then tab will be print, and again this process is execute and until the condition will be false. So you can see that when j value having 4, so 4 is less than 4, that will be wrong. So this loop terminates, and then control move into the outer loop. So guys, here you can see that cout and that is basically used for new line. So again I++ that increment the value by 1. So now it's changed into 1. So 1 is less than 3. So condition will be true, and then again repeat this one process, and again and now it's execute until the condition will be false. So the next one is multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array is called array of arrays. So multi-dimensional array are not limited to 2 indices. So guys, so it can have 3, 4 or more dimensions. Syntax of multi-dimensional array is use data type and then identifier, that is basically array name, and use dimension that you want to print. Here take an example. So here I have already typed the example program, so just I will gonna run this, and here you can see the output, that is 3 dimension. So guys, here the main thing is to understand the working of multi-dimensional array. So first of all, control move into the main function and here declare 3 variable I, j and k, that is integer type. And here you can see that the next one is initialization of an array. So here you can see that first represent dimension, and second one is actually represent rows, and the third one is actually represent columns. So here you can see that it has 3 dimension, 1, 2 and 3. So output will be like this, 1 dimension, 2 and 3. So you can see that each dimension will be separate with comma. So first dimension, and you can see that the second one dimension, and you can see that the third one dimension. So each dimension having 2 rows and 3 columns. So you can see that each dimension having 2 rows and 3 columns. You can see that 3 columns and 3 columns. So all are having 2 rows and 3 columns. So here you can see that 2 rows and 3 columns. So guys, here control move to the next statement, that is actually outer loop. So you can see that in 1 dimension we have used single for loop, in 2 dimension we have used nested for loop like 2 for loop. So guys, here in 3 dimension we will use 3 for loop. So you can see that we have used 3 for loop. So first of all, initialization process I is equal to 0. So I hold 0 value, so 0 is less than 3. Condition will be true, so control move into the inner loop. So here you can see that j is equal to 0, so 0 is less than 2. Condition will be true, so control move into the inner loop. And here again k is equal to 0 and k less than 3, so 0 less than 3, condition will be true, so control move into the body of the inner loop. So this one is actually used for dimension, and j is actually used for row, and k is actually used for columns. So condition will be true, and here I hold 0 value, and again j hold 0 value and k hold 0 value. So you can see that it has 3 dimension, 0 dimension, 1 dimension and 2 dimension, that is basically 3 dimension. So guys, here you can see that I shows 0 first dimension, and j shows first row, and k shows first column. So that is first row 0 and that is first column. So the value of 0 dimension, 0 row and 0 column, that will be 1 print on the screen, and that is basically used for tab. And again control move to the increment part. So k plus plus increase the value of k by 1. So in the last we have 0 value, so due to increment it will be changed into 1. So 1 is less than 3, condition will be true. So guys, here the again control move into the body, and here I hold 0 and j hold 0 but k hold 1 value. So here you can see that 0 dimension, 0 row and 1 column. So this one value will be print on the screen. So again control move to the increment part, and here it will increase the value or increment the value by 1. So it will change into 2. So 2 is less than 3. So condition will be true, and here you can see that it will change into 2. So here 0 dimension, 0 row and 0 row, but the column is 2. So that whole 3 value. So that will be printed on the screen, and next tab will be printed on the screen. So guys, here again increment process, so it increase the value of k by 1. So now k having 3 value. So 3 less than 3 condition will be false. So control exit from the loop body, and here it will come into the outer loop. So guys, here it will print int L. So that is basically used for new line. So control will be moved to the new line, and here again J++ process will be execute. So J++ increment the value by 1. So at last J having 0 value, but due to increment J having 1 value. So 1 will be less than 2. So condition will be true. So control move into the body of the inner loop, and here k is equal to 0 and k 0 is less than 3, condition will be true. So into the loop body, and here I hold 0 value, but J having increment in this, so it hold now 1 value, but the k having here 0 value. So you can see that 0 1 0. So 0 dimension but 1 row and 0 column. So 4 will be printed on the screen. So after tab again increment in k++. So increase the value by 1. So at the last have k having 0 value, but now k having 1 value. So 1 is less than 3. So you can see that I hold 0 value, but J hold 1 value and k hold 1 value. So you can see that 0 dimension, 1 row and 1 column. So 5 will be printed on the screen. So again increment process, so value will be changed into 2. So 2 less than 3, condition will be true. So 0 1, but changing of value is k 2. So 0 dimension, 1 row and 2 column. So 6 will be printed on the screen. So guys, now again increment. So 3 less than 3 condition will be false. So control exit from the loop body, and here it will enter into the outer loop, and that is actually used for new line. So control move to the new line. So guys, here again increment J++. So it will change into 2. So 2 less than 2, again condition will be false. So control move out of the body of this loop and move into the outer one loop, the most outer one loop. So this one is actually used for int L. So it's actually used for new line again. Cursor move to the new line again. So here you can see the I++. So that is actually increase the value by 1. So at the last you can see I hold 0 value, but now due to increment I hold 1 value. So 1 is less than 3, condition will be true, and so control move into the inner loop, and here you can see J is equal to 0, 0 is less than 2, condition will be true. Control move here, and you can see k is equal to 0 and 0 is less than 3, condition will be true, and you can see I hold now 1 value, but J hold 0 value. You can see here J hold 0 value and k hold again 0 value. So you can see that control will move to the second dimension. So that is 1 dimension, but the row is 0. So 0 row and the column k is 0. So 1 dimension, 0 row and 0 column. So 7 will be printed on the screen, and next tab, and again increment the value of k by 1. So it will be changed into 1 less than 3. So again it remains same 1 0, but k will be changed into 1. So you can see that 1 0 1. So 1 dimension, 0 row and 1 column. So 8 will be printed on the screen. So again increment process k plus plus, so that is increase the value by 1. So 2 is less than 3. So you can see that condition will be true. So I, j and k, so k will be changed into 2. So 1 0 and 2, 1 dimension, 0 row and 2 columns. So 9 will be printed on the screen. This process execute until the condition will be false and all the dimension will be printed on the screen. Guys, this tutorial will really help you. If you like the video, then click on like button, subscribe button and share button. If you have any query, then comments below. I will see you guys in the next video. Allah Hafiz.